Alright, going up the hill. I don't even know, I think I'm on 110th in Michigan. Let me take that. As they say, well, the old song was across 110th Street, but that's in Harlem and near Central Park in New York, but this is Chicago. Well, the Michigan Theater used to be right here, man, but it's a vacant lot, the Michigan Theater. Man, when I was a kid, this place was like Oz. When I was a wee small child, there was a number of white folks here. And the Gately's People Store down there, well, that's still down there. You see this, I should roll through there. All right, here we go. So I really wrote down Michigan, but people get nervous. They see me running around on my camera, and they think I'm 5'0". It's ridiculous. Was Pepe's down there, boy. I used to go to Pepe's, man, when I was in high school. Well, let me zoom up a little bit, you can see. Pepe's still there, man. Look at that. 112th and State. We used to go to Pepe's and get tacos, man, for lunch sometime when I went to Curtis. Let me drive up the street to Curtis. We in Roseland. Now, as a kid in the 70s, this was a different place. It was a different time. Well, you know, you can't go back. I know you can't go back. Oh, I'm behind the Gately's People Store, man. Okay, I done rolled past the Gately's People Store. Used to be a theater over here, all kind of stuff. But that was a different place, different time. The world was different. It was all white. But it's been all black for a long time, and at some point it may be all Latino. And that's the way it goes. Here's Curtis. Here's the backside of Curtis. The thing about Curtis was, you know, when I went to Finger between 76 and 80, between 76 and 77, there were so many people at Curtis for a long time, at Finger for a long time, that, all right, what I was at that, I left at that. Now, at Curtis, let me turn that blinker off. I gotta keep the blinker on, you won't hit me. Well, the bottom line is that, like I always like saying the bottom line. I went to Curtis because the freshman class had to go here to Curtis. It's an elementary school now, but we had to go to Curtis. It was we were the last freshman class of Finger High School, 76 to 77, and went to Curtis. In fact, in 70, I don't know if it was 76 or 77, a young lady was killed in this building. It was so long ago I can barely remember, but the point is that it was a shooting during, you know, changing classes. A young lady was shot and killed. Bill Curtis was right out here from Channel 2 News. And it's quite sad. And it's one of the reasons why I'm still doing what I'm doing, because after 30-something years, that was, well, you do the math, 76, 77. After all those years, things have, they got a lot worse since then, and they still bad. It don't have to be that way. It really don't. It's going to get better as they continue to move us out of Chicago. The crime goes down. Crime is going down in Chicago because they moving us Negroes out. And some of us moving on our own. We need to move. Time to move on. Curtis. Man. See, it's going to be like this, man. Ain't this America for you and me? It's going to be like this. Most Americans are like me, non-college graduate, earning less than $50,000 a year. Do not have a passport. That's America. Most Americans. I don't care who you are and what your racial makeup is. Most people don't make a lot of money. That's the way it is. They're never going to make a lot of money. Never. That's why we need to focus on values. And that's the real challenge to President Obama, Rahm Emanuel, all the preachers and potentates. I don't care if it's an African-American neighborhood, whatever neighborhood you live in. Can we raise, program, I don't know, whatever you mean, have a different mindset where most of us who are never going to make any money, but we still have values. Wholesome values. There's Alex Haley School. See, this I don't know about Alex Haley that much. It's Alex Haley School, but see, I'm driving. Like I said, I got to drive by to school. The way to improve the Finger High School, or the high schools in any major city, like Chicago, Illinois, the way to improve the schools is to improve the feeder schools. You know that. Duh. You got to improve the feeder schools. Okay, we at 114th and Eggleston. And so the bottom line is that people looking at me videotaping school. So the bottom line to focus on the school, I mean, to improve the high school is to improve the feeder school. Now, if I went up in there trying to tell them how to improve Alex Haley, they'll run my ass right on out of there. They say, take your ass back to your neighborhood and improve your school. And that's part of the problem. I don't know about the school. It's probably a lot of good in that school. There's a lot of good at Finger High School. But I don't think Barack Obama or Rahm Emanuel will send their son or daughter to Finger High School or Alex Haley Grammar School. It's a class issue. Let's not kid ourselves, people. We got race issues and we got class issues. Always gonna be some class issues, probably. Let me turn down Wallace. So to improve the school, let's face it, the way most people become successful in America, because they had good parents who sent their children to good schools and demanded they receive the best grades possible, nurtured them, loved them, protected them to the best of their ability, and then you hope you get lucky. A lot of times you become successful because it's who you know and not what you know. Sometimes you become successful is because of what you know, because you got some talent and skills. Yes, because people say, Mark, you ain't successful because when you went to Wright Elementary School and Finger High School, you didn't study hard enough. You ain't do your damn homework. If you don't want it, can't nobody make you have it. You got to really want it. Oh. As you can see, we're taping it. Oh, you missed the day. April 4th, when they shot and killed Dr. King. April 4th. There it is, y'all. Finger High School. I may go up in there. Dr. Johnson was the principal years ago, and I knew Dr. Johnson. Long story. He was a really great guy. But they changed principals, and I stopped coming. I haven't formed a relationship with the principal. I think Miss Rosier. I should go in, but I ain't dressed. But the trick is that they probably do have an alumni association, but hey, they know how to reach me. I'm easy to find. Mark Sims, 773-507. No, that's an old number. 517-4369. 517-4369. There it is, y'all. Finger High School. Ugh. There it is, y'all. Hail to thee, my alma mater. There it is. See, I should have gone and been a teacher and changed the world, but you know, can one person really do it? No, but can we do it as a group? Yes. Do we want to? No. Most people don't care about the public schools because they don't have any children in the public schools or grandchildren in the public schools. And once you stop having grandchildren or children in the public school, you really don't give a damn. And then again, ironically, a lot of these people who send their children and grandchildren to the public school don't give a damn. Oh, that's a cool picture right there. Finger High School. Whoever put that together, maybe the Alumni Association did that. Cool. Sweet. People, you can't go back. But then again, if I'm welcome back, like Welcome Back Carter, I'd be more than happy to come back. But they don't want to hear what I got to say. Because I tell them, stop having all them children. Stay your ass in school. Write your goals down. Get the hell out the neighborhood. Go see the world. Travel. Leave your damn friends on the block. Stop hanging out on the damn block. That kind of stuff. These bourgeois values. These uppity bourgeois Negro values. Alright, enough of that. I should go see Queen's sister, but I can't handle it. I gotta get my nerves up to deal with Queen. She's a powerhouse. Man, today is one of the more dreary days, man. Cloudy. In fact, we got a lot of days like that in Chicago. Nothing you really do about it. Depressing, man. Rolling through Roseland, a little bit of Roseland, of course, and seeing old high schools. Damn, that was depressing. Makes you want to give up. I'm beyond. Makes me want to holler and throw up both my hands. It's that bad. And, you know, but people got good reason to be hopeless, man. If they didn't have Jesus, man, they wouldn't have no hope. A lot of folks, they just clinging to their Jesus. That or they bottle of malt liquor. Or maybe they pipe. Maybe some weed. So if they didn't have the weed, the pipe, the Jesus, let's be hopeful. All right, we is in the Bungalow Belt, y'all. And we don't have any leadership in this town anymore. People used to talk about Jesse Jackson, but that's you know, give me a break. That's different. That's a different era. We taped this on the April 4th when Dr. King was killed in 1968 when I was in kindergarten. You can't go back to them days. You really can't go. But some people say black is back, but for who? Everybody don't want to be black. In fact, most African Americans, it's the last thing they want to be, which is, I understand, we all been brainwashed. And I've been brainwashed too. I wrestle with it almost too much. It's ridiculous how we've been brainwashed. But we done leadership. You know, now we have Rahm Emanuel as mayor. But, you know, what about our leadership? Jesse Jackson Jr., which I like. Sandy Jackson. I like Sandy Jackson. His wife is alderman. She cool. I mean, she's nice. But where's the leadership at? I like Danny K. Davis. Danny K. Davis was one of the few politicians. I've only had 2 elected politicians on my show in damn near 20 years, or 19 years. That was, of course, Alderman Brookins and Danny K. Davis. Because most politicians they just ain't honest. I understand why they can't be honest. If they were honest, they wouldn't be elected. If they told the truth, they wouldn't be elected. Because y'all can't handle the damn truth. So we really have a void. In fact, I'm at the point where I'm also crying. I'm crying uncle. Because the goal has always been what? Clean neighborhoods, safe neighborhoods, and excellent schools. And now I'm at the point where I'm crying uncle and have to rely on Rahm Emanuel to make that happen. Oh, I got a dead end here. Let me try to get out this dead end. I should have showed you that school I just went by, I ran into with the dead end. That was Marcus Garvey's school. I bet you most of us don't even know who Marcus Garvey is in great detail. Well, Marcus Garvey's movement in the early part of the last century, that may not never happen again. It can happen on a small scale, but not on a large scale. And after that, the next great movement was, and I'm not talking about the civil rights movement, I'm talking about the Nation of Islam with the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad. That was a different time and a different era. So they may not have never happened again. It could on a small scale. Here's Julian. There you go. Julian High School. Julian High School. This is where my brothers went to school. I got 3 brothers. And my brothers went to Julian High School. And I was on the eyeball who went to Finger High School. Because I love being an eyeball. It's the police. That's sad we gotta have police by our school. But hey, we gotta have them. Because some of our young people don't know how to act. And when y'all come to Chicago, you come over here at the expressway. That's the expressway, y'all. I-57. So when y'all come through Chicago, you see the Julian High School right at 103rd Street. And you need to come to Chicago. It's a depressing day today, but when you come through, come through the summertime and ride through the hood during the day, of course. Yeah, you should come on to Chicago, visit in the summertime. You know, I'm here because my dad came to Chicago in 1951. I gotta ask my dad, when did she come? My mother came to Chicago. Must have came to Chicago maybe in the early 50s too. I gotta call him up today, you know, over the weekend. Because, you know, we gotta get that history. You know, you take your history for granted until you get a little older, until you get your own history. Then you start saying, history really matters. And of course, history is the most rewarding of all research. Here's a nice subdivision they were building right behind Julian High School. A really nice subdivision where they were building over here 105th and Vincennes, right behind Julian High School. Percy L. Julian High School. And they had to close it down. The recession messed. I think a few people are living in some of these homes, but the recession just messed that clean up. That's really sad. But that's just the way it goes. Ain't that America for you and me? Okay, now we're going down Vincennes Avenue toward 103rd Street. Remember, all around the world it's the same song. I don't care if you have a king, a queen, a dictator, whatever the situation is. is always trying to keep the masses stupid, keep the masses down. And the game is always divide and conquer. That's just the way it is. Now, y'all hear me talk Marxism, talk about you hear me talk about clean neighborhoods, safe neighborhoods, and excellent schools in the city of Chicago where I live. But which I do want that. I think you want that too. But really, it's all about building a more enlightened society. That's here in Chicago on the South Side, and of course around the world. We need smarter people, brighter people, more enlightened people. We need to understand there's enough to go around. There's enough resources. But people don't believe that. They believe in God, but they don't believe there's enough resources for everyone to share. Equitably. I can't say the word. Equitably. So in my conclusion, all the different religions and political parties, all of that is the powers that be to use that to divide and conquer our people, all of our people, the entire world, to get us little people fighting against each other, the conservatives and liberals and all this silliness. And while they go laughing off to the bank. So it's time to put aside a little pettiness. And the millions of these people, most of our leaders and politicians and religious leaders and business leaders, everybody's out. They have this attitude, I win, you lose. They don't have win-win strategies. It's about I win and you lose. It's about the big I and the little you. And we need to build a new society that doesn't have that mindset. The big I and the little you. I win and you lose. We need win-win strategies. There's enough for everyone. There's enough resources, enough money. There's enough for all of us to share. Oh, I'll sound like communism, don't it? Okay. Or socialism. Yeah, right.